hoops, men's and women's. Awesome to see all of our games going on right now. And we've got some great games. Obviously, we've got Oregon versus Washington, the Big Ten men's basketball tournament bracket already set. And one of the big talking points, obviously, was that Nebraska, a team that was in the first four out by most people going into Champ Week, is now out of the tournament in a bit of a, or well, out of the Big Ten tournament, which is honestly a really bad scenario, in my opinion. And welcome to all of those who are joining us. And what a great day of hoops, men's and women's, that we've got going on here. We've got the Big Ten Women's Championship, SoCon Championship, semifinals, Chattanooga and Furman. Very competitive game there in Asheville. And we go back to Washington, where Oregon, looking to survive in a close one against their very, very big rivals. And number two, UCLA, 27, trailing 27-34 to USC in what may be really the game of the season. This is a huge game in women's hoops. But let's talk a little bit about men's hoops for a second. AU getting the bid in the Patriot League, getting, well, not the bid, but getting a trip to the Patriot League Finals, where they will host number 5 Navy, who've gone on one heck of a run. And tip controlled by Oregon in overtime. And here we go. Over in Seattle, crossed out, does not take the three. And there's nothing like mid-major college basketball. What an awesome game the AU game was. Colgate, it was very competitive up until an AU run about midway through the second half, put them about 10 points up, and they never surrendered the lead. And during that game, I realized something, and I realized this is important. And I realized that there is a way that we can fix college football, and it's not by small. I mean, this would never happen for many reasons, including safety. I mean, I would never advocate for this in a real life scenario, but what college football needs is a conference tournament system. And in this conference tournament system, every team in the FCS and FBS would get bids. The top two in the FBS would get bids. The top three teams in the F in the Power Four would get bids from the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in 2024. Also got bids for Iowa, who ended Nebraska's season. And we will get back to some discussion about that, because that was a shocking, I mean, not a shocking result. It was a close game, very competitive game, but it was not too sensible, in my opinion, the way this new conference tournament system is going. No chance, really, for Nebraska to prove itself. And Taviana Habib for George Mason in the A10 championship, doing a very nice job. And Furman hits a big three to get their lead up to 5. Oregon takes a lead in overtime. But let's just talk about how this theoretical college tournament would look. So you'd have the Oregon has taken a pretty big lead there. And we'll go to our three bid leagues. Shameless plug for the Apple iPad. Not sure if you've heard of it. Very good device for anything. And obviously, this will all feed into March Madness. And you can argue Big Ten and SEC are better. We are not going to get into that right now. I mean, obviously, they're more talent, but I think that there is very much deserving. And then obviously also even for the two bid leagues, I mean, you could argue huge difference in talent between Washington cutting it close and South Dakota State increasing their lead on Oral Roberts in the Summit League Championship. And Creighton cooking early in the Big East semifinals against Seton Hall. And then we've got your one bid leagues, you got your FCS conferences, you got the Big Sky, the Big South, CAA. And the Ivy League would play. I think that's important. Giving those Ivy schools an auto bid would really make me yak. And so would the HBCUs. And you see OVC Patriot League FCS would get a bid. Pioneer give them a bid. Southern. So many one bid leagues. May have to get rid of the three bid or make it Big Ten and SEC only. Oregon leads by 4 right now. Chattanooga scores to cut the lead down to 6. And a nice basket there for Oregon to get the lead back up to 7. One bid leagues account for 3, 6, 9, 13 teams. So that's 35 auto bids. The Massey ratings for college football. George Mason leading by 6. And UCLA's cut the lead to 4, and they have possession. Let's see what they can do. Nice pass, beautiful passing, wide open, 3, no. But the board to UCLA kicks it out, passing, 3, bang, and UCLA back within 1. But now let's move into trying to get this one started. And and Oregon 4 for 10 from free throws in overtime. They lead by 5. Big free throw here. Hits it. Furman to the line. Juju Watkins at the line. For conference tournaments, 36 auto bids, which means 32 at large bids. Oh, yes, the Big South and OVC are one, so back down to 35 with 33 at large. Mhm, mhm. We will rock you. All right, the rules are set. And here we go. And Oral Roberts fighting back down to a 9-point game at the end of the third quarter. Seton Hall being dominated. We are 7 days and 22 minutes to Selection Sunday. Cannot wait. I don't know anyone who refers to it as the American. But here we go. And these are the official names in each. And the bracket is set for the AAC tournament. And the AAC, no need for a third place game. And here we go. And we are set. Let's just take a look at this one to see how it goes. Rolls with what? North Texas and Charlotte to get us kicked off in a properly for March, an 8v9 game. And it's so great that we get to broadcast all of this with y'all. And North Texas wins our first game 42-10. And they and since this is a two-bid league, it'll be neutral site here. When Temple has pulled off the victory 14-16. And we've got our first victory. FAU Navy. And Navy made it to the playoff. And they'll win 17-27. Memphis Tulsa now. Memphis wins 43-14. Not too many shockers yet. UAB UTSA. Uh-oh. It seems we've made a couple mistakes. Yeah, ECU is the home. North Texas was the home, so we'll have to redo this one. North Texas still wins 26. 34-26, though. ECU. Here we go. I feel like it would be a crime to take it away from them. Because they won fair and square in the first one, and I believe, yes, we can go through the tape. We will keep it that way unless one of y'all corrects me on it. FAU Navy, though, does have to be redone. Navy instead wins 42-3. And coming down to the wire in a great finish, Chattanooga has retaken the lead. And then UTSA UAB. Wrong team. Here we go. UTSA UAB. UAB bodies them 40-23 for our first little upset. After, of course, Temple. And a timeout taken by Chattanooga. South Florida Rice. In our final first round game. And USF wins 37-21. And Army West Point will take on North Texas now in their final and only home game. And just survives 31-28. Now Navy hosting Temple. And an Army-Navy second game, not something that we exactly had wanted. But it will happen after a 20-10 dispatching of the Owls. And Memphis hosts UAB in the Bone Brawl, I believe is what they call this game. Very fun rivalry. Love to see it. And UAB wins, and they continue their road trip wins 27-13. And Tulane hosts USF in the final quarterfinal game, and they'll win 24-14. 1-2-4-11 remaining. Can UAB's run to the finals continue? Army Navy, here we go for a chance. And it'll be played at a neutral site, of course, as Army Navy was destined to be all along. Navy takes a 3-0 lead. Army takes the lead. Navy takes it back. 17-7 Navy lead. 17-14. 17-14. And from missed kicks, maybe hurting. Army 21-17 lead. And that'll do it. Army wins 21-17. And they'll get revenge on Navy for their victory in the Army-Navy game. And this is how it would work in college football. The games would be played starting the weekend after Army-Navy weekend. Everyone will play every 4 days. Would be every game. And Tulane UAB. UAB looking to continue their miraculous run. And a little bit of help from not being a neutral site game. And they'll win again 7-13. And here we go into the finals. Army UAB. What a great game we've got. UAB takes a 7-0 lead. Punt, punt, punt. And Army's kick, no good. Touchdown, Army. Touchdown, UAB. Kick good by Army. 14-10. Army 17-14. Army 20-14. Army 27-14. Army 27-21. UAB 28-27. 30-28. What a game. Touchdown 37-28. Army wins 37-28. And they'll book their ticket. But you know who else is going? UAB has won in the 2-bid league. And Army and UAB book their tickets to March Madness. Army, your winners of the AAC tournament. Next up, we've got the ACC tournament. And the ACC does need a third place game to see who will be off. Okay. And our qualifier match between Stanford and Florida State at home for Stanford. FSU wins 26-13. So they'll take on SMU on the road. What? FSU on a little run. Mike Norvell motivating the guys. Boston College, Virginia Tech. And BC loses 14-23. So it'll be VT FSU. Traditional Big East matchup here in the finals. And Kiesler, foul, I think is what they call it. Yeah. Wait, are they going to call a foul or is this out of bounds? Louisville, NC State up next. And a chance 63-34. And Syracuse UVA. Syracuse wins 42-29. Miami versus Cal. This was a heck of a game. $56-17. Walloping. And Duke UNC. That's a fun one. Battle for the victory bell in the first round. Duke hosting. And UNC wins 41-27. Coach Belichick showing up early and showing out big there as UNC will take on Miami. All right, and we will be right back. What? Coming. All right, we are back and ready to continue this beautiful college football tournament and GT hosting Pitt. I got my head in the clouds, ching ding 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 ding. All these ching ching ding ding ding. Bum 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 bum. And GT huge win 52-17. Clemson versus Wake Forest. Clemson wins 48-3. And FSU, Virginia Tech, no home field advantage. Can Vatek. I got the ching dong ding ding dong 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 dong. Boom, chick boom, big chicken, and Virginia Tech wins 20-6. And Louisville versus Cuse. Louisville wins 35-20. Miami versus UNC in a 3v11 game. And UNC, a good example of a team that really may not be getting in the absence of an auto bid. And they'll be cooked. Got my head. Dum, 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 dum. Clemson and Miami both, I think, locks for the tournament, and Furman wins in overtime, 80-77. What a game! I got my head in the clouds. I got my head in, I got this burn. Brushes burn, 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 burn. I got my head in the clouds. I got my head in the bum 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 bum. Don't you got the semifinals of the Sun Belt. It got my head in the clouds. Do, 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 do. And VT, Louisville, kind of a bubble team. With a 45-20 victory by Louisville, sending them to the finals and guaranteeing them a spot. And Clemson versus Miami, these two teams produced some classic matchups. And And High Point of balanced attack, they've got 5 players above 9 points per game. That's impressive for a team like that. And Cade Klubnik complete to Antonio Williams for the touchdown. 14-0 Clemson, 43-21-3. And a dominant victory by Clemson, 48-30. And that'll send Miami and VT to the third place game. And this is not a game that I'm playing hard in if I'm Miami. But if I am Virginia Tech, I am giving all heck for this one. Miami leads 7-0, tied at 7. Miami 14-7, 21-7, 21-10. 21. Oh, that sucks. 28-10, 35-10, 42-10, 49-10, 56-10, 63-10, 70-10, 70-13, 77-13, 77-13. Well, that's one way to guarantee yourself a bid. And now Louisville and Clemson will play for the pointless ACC title. And one heck of a run by Virginia Tech is spoiled. Bid Steelers no more. Tied up at 7 now. Louisville takes a 10-7 lead, tied at 10. 17-10 lead. 17-10, 17-10. A lot of missed kicks. 24-10, 24-17, 24-20, 27-24, 31-27, 38-27, and that'll do it. Louisville are your ACC champions. I got my head in the clouds. That it will be easy. I said, what a finish UCLA USC is, and we'll tune into that one. And I do miss CBS. I'm not going to lie. The broadcast quality is unbeatable. Next conference up will be, let's see. Hidden cows. 4-point game. UCLA driving into the hoop. No, and a foul. And Rice will go to the line. Kiki Rice to the line, shooting two. That's the first. Right, this will be our last one, and a pretty nice one. Let's take a look at the rules real quick. Big Sky, what do they do? Big Sky will do neutral site from the semifinals on. First up, we got Weber State, Portland State. 421. Montana versus Northern Colorado. 33-17 in Sacramento State. Not looking good for Pac-12 membership. Eastern Washington versus Cal Poly. Eastern Washington wins 34-14, yes. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Quarterfinals, not the most exciting, but that is how sometimes these things go. Thirty-eight, 23. Montana State, questionable for an at-large. They need a pretty impressive run here to impress the selection committee enough for an at-large bid as a Tier 2 conference member. And what a great game in Indianapolis. Big Ten women's tournament. UCLA versus USC. How fitting. Northern Arizona takes on Montana. And Montana wins 23-24. Montana State brawl of the wild in the semis. Idaho versus Idaho State. Nice to see some rivalries represented here. And Idaho State wins 14-20. UC Davis versus Eastern Washington. 37-16. 1, 2, 5, 6. In Montana State, Montana, I believe at a neutral site. Let's take a look. Yep. Here we go. Montana takes a 7-0 lead. 10-0 lead. 17-0 lead. 17-7. 27, 2014, 23-14, 30-14, 30-21. Ty Morrison misses the kick. 30-28. And that'll do it. 28-30. Oh my goodness. Montana has pulled off the upset. And that should do it for Montana State's at-large hopes. And NDSU, the only at-large possibly that would get in. 66-60. USC looks for the three, takes it, no, short. Board to USC, underneath. Clock runs, gets the basket. And with 29.4, here goes UCLA. Have to escape, they'll be fouled with 25.3. Kiki Rice to the line. In the bonus, but in women's, that's shooting 2. UC Davis versus Idaho State next up. Seven nothing tied up at 7. It's 14-7, 17-7, 24-7, 24-14, 24-21, 28-24. Idaho State looking to make a little run. And that'll do it. 24-28. Idaho State on to the finals. So it'll be Montana versus Idaho State with a trip to the tournament on the line. And Rice shooting 2, hits the first. Shots don't matter much. It just determines what USC will have to shoot. Rice 4 for 6 today, 86% free throw shooter on the season. And it goes. Timeout USC. 21-0 Montana lead. 28-0, 31-0, 31-7, 31-10, 31-13, 31-16, 31-16. Montana are going to the tournament. And thank you for watching. We will continue this later.